Is the United States on the verge of a debt crisis because of the ambitious NGAD program? When interest payments on the national debt exceed the defense budget, will the Air Force be able to finance this mammoth project? Find out in this video. NGAD Next Generation Air Dominance is not just an ordinary fighter aircraft. This ambitious project is designed to take the United States military capabilities to the next level. NGAD includes 6th-generation manned fighters with more advanced stealth technology and impressive speed. However, more than that, NGAD also includes unmanned aerial vehicles called loyal wingmen, which will fly alongside manned combat aircraft, expanding operational capabilities and providing critical strategic support on the battlefield. One of the revolutionary aspects of NGAD is the integration of advanced software and artificial intelligence AI. The system leverages cloud computing to connect multiple sensors, providing greater situational awareness to pilots and creating better synchronization across the various platforms that make up the NGAD. If the F-35 Lightning II and F-22 Raptor are considered flying computer chips, then NGAD is a flying network that combines data from multiple sources to provide an overwhelming tactical advantage. However, behind the promise of this advanced technology, there are very burdensome costs. A single NGAD 6th-generation fighter is estimated to cost $300 million, and the Air Force dreams of having hundreds of these systems. In recent weeks, reports have circulated about potential cuts to the NGAD budget. The Air Force warned that these burdensome costs could significantly delay and complicate the development of this already risky experimental program. Moreover, the United States' financial situation is increasingly complicated as interest payments on the national debt now exceed the annual defense budget. Amid the threat of a debt crisis, the Air Force's approach to force Congress to fully fund NGAD by starting the initial phase of the program without budget approval became highly controversial. In essence, the Air Force is holding the U.S. Congress hostage, assuming that after initial funding allocations, Congress will be forced to provide full funding. This approach is not a wise way to run a government, especially when rival nations are waging a global economic war against the United States. Whatever promises NGAD makes, they will be inadequate when compared with the risks to America's economic well-being. With the most advanced fighters, such as the F-22 and F-35 already in the United States' possession, there is no pressing need to replace these systems with more expensive, harder to build and harder to maintain 6th-generation fighters. Instead, the Air Force should focus on developing the next generation of unmanned aircraft and investing in artificial intelligence and cloud computing technologies. This would provide a strategic advantage without burdening the country's economy. NGADs are promising, but their costs could far outweigh their benefits, especially when a national debt crisis looms. Currently, a fundamental review is underway regarding the need for a next-generation air dominance platform NGAD as a necessary step before awarding major contracts. The review begins as the Air Force approaches its Milestone B decision, a procedural step before awarding contracts for engineering and manufacturing development. U.S. Secretary of the Air Force, Frank Kendall, noted that the Air Force established classified requirements for the NGAD platform before several new developments, including the emergence of the Collaborative Combat Aircraft (CCA) concept and the increasing severity of future threats. A final decision on the NGAD platform is expected to be revealed when the Air Force unveils its fiscal 2026 budget request next year. Will the Air Force continue with the NGAD project despite serious financial challenges? Or will the United States plunge into a deeper debt crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting content about military technology and geopolitics.